Today I had a fun time interviewing Sharon at Ingleside Kings Farm.
I'm Sharon Ringe, and I live at Ingleside. My dad was an Air Force officer, and he was called back into service during the Korean War, which meant that Mom and I could go along with him. And so we lived in Germany for 3 years. Well, we moved at first we moved every 2 or 3 months, and then we stayed put for 2 years. And then we came back to the States and lived in New Hampshire for the rest of my childhood. It made it almost impossible to have friendships. And you know how it is for a little girl, you like to have your best friend. Well, I couldn't have any best friends because I'd just have a friend and either she would move or we would move, and that was the end of the friendship. We didn't have things like email to keep in touch. But when I got the dog, I had a brother, and that was fun to get him in the family. I would not want to go back to living that way again. It was scary to be, not to have a hometown. My dad was traveling a lot and to places that really frighten me now as I look at them. I think more than they did then. Places like Saudi Arabia and Libya, because he had charge of the postal services in Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. And so it was kind of scary, and it was during the Cold War. So when kids here were having to hide under the desk because, the Russians might come, they were taking us out of the school on buses, telling us we were going to be put on planes or boats and be taken to the States, and they would try to get us together with our families, but they couldn't guarantee it. And that was really scary. Everybody was in the same boat in that sense. Wasn't all that unusual to be moving around. What was really fun is that my mom and dad didn't like to stay on the base. And so every weekend we were off traveling somewhere. And I had a great time getting to know Europe. What happened while I was in that process was I got bitten by the travel bug. I couldn't wait to go back, and I've been a traveler ever since. My advice to anybody, boy or girl, who has an opportunity to be a military dependent is take advantage of that. Have a good time, enjoy, and I guess I would say the hard part is going to be not having close friends and not having a real sense of identity with the hometown, but you learn to have your hometown wherever you put your suitcase down. I think my one thing I'd want to mention is just go with it. Don't try to program everything ahead. Just let happen what happens and enjoy it and learn from it, profit from it.